Good afternoon. This is Jim Whitehead of All Power Group and Phoenix Animal. Today, by the way, thank you for being here. Today, in reference to my presentations with animals, unfortunately, there's times when we say the animal is near extinction or worse than that. So what I did today, and it's like you want to be creative, but I also like to learn these things. So, it's kind of almost selfish where you'd say, well, Jim, you doing this for you, you're doing it for me. Well, we can both do it for each other, right? Okay. In reference to, and what we have today is a list of animals and also one tree, a pine tree, which is saying, come on, what does that have to do with anything? That were thought to be extinct, but later found in remote areas that they're not extinct. I don't want to say they're alive and well, but that's probably a good description. So, anyway, here's a list of animals once believed to be extinct, but later rediscovered, often referred to as Lazarus species. So they even have a specific title name of Lazarus, meaning animals that we thought were gone, but they're not. And this is great. This is probably one of my favorite opportunities to and tell you what makes me real happy. Okay, the first animal, fish, is a coelacanth. It was rediscovered in 1938, once thought extinct 66 million years ago. This ancient fish was thought to have disappeared along with the dinosaurs, but was discovered alive off the coast of South Africa. Later, other populations were found near Indonesia. So, again, I know they didn't know like, hey guys, you shouldn't be thinking I'm not here when I am. Look at me, I'm here. But we just are very blessed that they're still here. The next one, and this is quite a name. I wish I had this name. Lord Howe Island Stick. So Lord Howe, Howe, Island Stick. Kind of looks like a stick. Anyway, this is an insect rediscovered in 2001, once thought extinct in the 1920s. After rats introduced to the Lord Howe Island wiped out this species, it was thought to be extinct. A small population was rediscovered on a nearby volcanic island called Ball's, that's B-A-L-L, Pyramid. So Ball's Pyramid. Anyway, so welcome back. Okay, the next one we're going to go into, I'm not even going to name it as what the scientific name, but this is known as a ground gecko. Rediscovered in 2005, once thought extinct. Over 100 years ago, this small gecko, native to the chinchillas, was thought to have gone extinct, but was found again on a few remote islands. Now, thank goodness for remoteness. Thank goodness for remote islands, where the reach of whatever caused an animal to go extinct had I guess you might even call a remote island a safe haven. So that is great. The next one is the Bermuda Petrel. It was rediscovered in 1951, once thought extinct in 1620s. The Bermuda Petrel was thought to have been hunted to extinction, beautiful bird, but a small population was discovered nesting on remote islands off Bermuda. And you maybe get to know me a little bit. I love hidden places, secret caves, secret islands that no one knows is there. It's just, neat. And I know a couple of days ago I did one on the Isle of the Forgotten Tides. And that was an island that was forgotten and no one knew it was there, and we reintroduced it to you. Okay, the next one is the New Zealand Storm Petrel. Rediscovered in 2003, once thought extinct over 100 years ago. The bird, last seen in the 1800s, was rediscovered near New Zealand. Surprising all the ornithologists, sorry about that. Why do they have to make all these names that one would, if you put 10 people in a room and you said, okay, all of you say this word, that probably everybody would say, whoops, got that wrong. But anyway, you see the wonderful bird, and they're here, and they're alive. Okay, when I mentioned that we had a pine tree, I admit this kind of doesn't fit into the description of animals and fish and what have you, but hey, even something that grows like this is exciting, that even though we thought it wasn't here or gone, it was rediscovered. This is the Wemi Pine, rediscovered in 1994, once thought extinct 2 million years ago. I'm not that old yet, but boy, wouldn't that be neat if we could live that long? And I know some people say I wouldn't want to live that long, but anyway. This ancient tree species, dating back to the time of the dinosaurs, was found in a remote area of Australia, known only through fossil records before its discovery. Okay, our next one is, and this is so cute, it's the Monito Delon, rediscovered in the 20th century, once thought extinct for over a century, a tiny marsupial found in South America. It was believed to have gone extinct until rediscovered in the forests of Chile and Argentina. And again, this is so exciting that one might say, oh yeah, we've discovered everything, or we've been everywhere, and what have you. But that's good. The good news, it's not true. There's a lot of things we haven't seen, things we haven't found. And it's wonderful. And it's even amazing that, yes, somebody could see this animal and they've got to try to relate and come up with the fact that this was thought to be extinct. And it could, in theory, it could be, well, this is like a cousin or whatever, but no, they're pretty good at saying this animal we thought was not around anymore, and we rediscovered it. Okay, the next one is the Takai, rediscovered in 1948. I was born in 1949. I don't know if that was a celebration. 1948, once thought extinct in 1898. So these aren't like, oh, we thought, whatever. But this is literally 50 years ago from when they thought it was extinct to when they rediscovered it. Native to New Zealand, this flightless bird was presumed extinct until rediscovered in remote areas of the South Island. So even though they thought on New Zealand it wasn't there anymore, they, thank goodness, found it. And that, I think, is one argument to say, don't do deforestation. Don't try to take down jungles and trees and what have you, because you don't know what's there. So this, again, once thought extinct in the 1920s, it was rediscovered, I said, oops, I'm sorry. I think I had this twice, excuse me. The next animal is the Pygmy Taria, rediscovered in 2008, and thought it had been, extinct for many, 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 many years. Now, the last one is and this surprised me because, elephants are so big, and yes, I've gone through a lot of time of describing why people go after elephants. And thank goodness for elephant reserves and where they're protected to ensure that people do not hunt them for their tusks, which is technically ivory. And, as I've said many, many times, we can make things like, let's say you use this poor elephant's tusk to make a nice little figurine. We can make that same figurine that would look exactly like the real tusk ivory material, but it's not real. So you're not hurting anybody, and you're able to still continue producing things that you need to. We recognize we all have to earn money. And I've always felt that it's sad if, like, for example, somebody has as a job where they earn money by killing elephants and taking their tusks. That's just not fair. We have probably a lot of body parts, what we do, where somebody say, well, if we kind of take Jim away and we can use him for kidneys. I know this is kind of way off topic, but the point I'm making is it shouldn't be where one thing pays its life for something else. That's just my honest opinion. Anyway, in 2003, it was rediscovered, and it had been thought that it was extinct from the 1800s. Thought to have vanished after being hunted. It turned out that the elephants had been transported to Borneo, where a population survived. Wow. Thank God to the people that that transported some of these wonderful animals and made sure that they could go forward and live and prosper. These rediscoveries offer hope and highlight the resilience of certain species despite what has happened. So I'm just excited. This was a favorite presentation of feeling that things are not always as bad as they look. And I'm hopefully that type of person where I'm saying, you know, unless you're dead or dying, and I've said this hundreds of times, unless you're dead or dying, there's always a solution or something that can be good, etc., etc. It's hopefully an attitude that people share with me, and just feel very, if I can say, warm and fuzzy that today I showed you some animals that for some pretty, in some cases, some bad reasons thought were extinct from hunting and so on and so forth, and they're not. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. Take care, and thanks again.